are trying to change the narrative in the industry that people always say you have to have a dilution nozzle when it comes to laboratory exhaust fans. And sometimes on certain jobs, yes, the dilution nozzle is required. But what we are trying to tell people and let people at least make them aware of that there is no code in this industry saying you must have dilution. Okay. We selected a fan at 30,000 CFM up to about 5 inches of pressure. The dilution came back. We're going to start with the brake horsepower here. Because you are entraining more outside air, so you're moving more air through that system, your brake horsepower does go up. So in this particular case, the brake horsepower was at 55.1 compared to the high Plume offering, which was at 43.0. That is a significant difference. Okay. And let me remind you, or let me just say that we're not showing this slide to discredit the dilution nozzle whatsoever. It is definitely still a key add-on or option in this industry. But we're just telling you, do your homework. Do you truly need the dilution nozzle, or can you go with a more efficient option and look at the high Plume offering? A common, I should say, myth when it comes to these dilution nozzles is people think you'll get a higher effective plume rise with the dilution nozzle. But in this particular case, at 30,000 CFM at 5 inches of pressure, that is not the case. The dilution nozzle had an effective plume rise of 50.4, and the high Plume had a effective plume rise of 54.0. So, not a huge difference, but nonetheless, again, the high Plume still performed a little bit better when it came to plume height on there. And then the last one is going to be the relative cost on here. So obviously, with the dilution nozzle, it's going to require a little bit more brake horsepower, as we talked about, just because you are moving more air compared to the high Plume, where you're not entraining any outside air, so that your brake horsepower or your power consumption can go down a little bit. Again, the dilution nozzle still a great add-on or a feature when it comes to these laboratory fans, but we just want to remind people that there is no code in this industry saying you must have dilution. A lot of people think you have to have dilution. That's because a lot of manufacturers out there say you have to have dilution because that's pretty much the only thing they can offer on the laboratory fans. The important thing for you to remember is just to know that there are other options out there. We're not going to push you to go one way or the other. That's Chris's job, obviously, but our job is just to let you know, do your homework, ask questions, and figure out what the best type of nozzle is for you and your application.